Back now to politics. House Democrats evaluating their first, at least potentially what would be their first leadership change in 14 years since Nancy Pelosi became the top House Democrat. Today, Ohio Congressman Tim Ryan announcing in a letter to his colleagues that he is challenging Pelosi. He writes, under our current leadership, Democrats have been reduced to our smallest congressional majority since 1929. This should indicate to all of us that keeping our leadership team completely unchanged will simply lead to more disappointment in future elections. Some Democrats had been pushing for New York Congressman Joe Crowley to run against Pelosi, but this afternoon Crowley said he will not do that. Instead, he's going to run for a different leadership position, caucus chairman. Now, Pelosi herself, she's officially in the race for another term. She sent a letter to her colleagues last night saying that she already has the support of more than 2/3 of the caucus. Joining me now from Capitol Hill is Congressman Ruben Gallego. He was one of the leaders in the effort to delay these leadership elections until the end of this month. They're now going to be held on November 30th. Congressman Gallego, thank you for joining us. So you wanted to delay this. Nancy Pelosi wanted to get this vote done pretty quickly, make her the leader for another 2 years. You said not so fast. Now it looks like it's going to be Pelosi versus Ryan. Are you going to support Tim Ryan's challenge to Nancy Pelosi?
Well, today in caucus, I put down a challenge, and the challenge is very clear. Anybody who runs for any leadership position has to answer a couple questions. One, what's going to fundamentally change? And what's going to fundamentally change in the fact that we keep losing these elections, no matter who is running for president, who's not. We keep getting swept up. Two, how are we going to incorporate younger members into the leadership structure of this caucus? And three, how are we going to functionally start recruiting and building the bench that we need for the future? Any person, whether it's Tim Ryan, Nancy Pelosi, or any other offices within our caucus, need to answer that before I'm going to feel comfortable supporting them.
So I just wanted to be clear then, at this point, you're undecided. You're not with Ryan, you're not with Pelosi.
I'm not. I've been very clear, and I've been very clear from the first day that I was for a delay because we needed to have a discussion as a caucus where leadership was going to go and how we're going to change things. Just changing leaders, but without any fundamental changes to the actual structure of the Democratic caucus will get us nothing.
Okay, she's been the top Democrat since 2002. The last time she got any kind of challenge for this job was after 2010 when Republicans had that big midterm. Heath Shuler from North Carolina ran. It was a sort of a nominal challenge. She beat him pretty easily. She says in this letter, 2/3 of Democrats in the House are already with me. Is that right?
It's not the sense that I get, but at the same time, if that's true, I hope they will actually ask her the same things I've been asking, and just, holding some level of accountability for our leadership. If you're supporting Nancy Pelosi, you should ask her what is going to change, what's going to be different this year, how are we going to pick up more seats, how are we going to defend the country against Donald Trump, and if you're supporting Tim Ryan, the same thing should be asked. I don't think this is a numbers game. This is a discussion about the direction of this caucus.
I want to ask you as well, you mentioned the issue there of age. You have the three top Democratic leaders in the House right now are in their 70s, Pelosi, Hoyer, Clyburn. She was asked about this, I remember, a few years ago, whether younger members were sort of getting edged out by older members staying on. She suggested there may have been some sexism in that question. You think this is a legitimate issue for Dems to be debating, the age of the leaders?
Well, absolutely. We shouldn't be debating their age. What we should be debating is whether there's inclusion of everybody in this caucus, especially in the leader in making some decisions for the future of this caucus. Many of us members are going to be here for quite a while. We're going to have to deal with the repercussions of a Donald Trump victory and a unified government under Mitch McConnell and Paul Ryan, and we should have a say in where this looks like. We're not saying that we necessarily should be in charge, but opening up our caucus to giving more avenues of leadership, more avenues of decision making for some other members of this caucus, I think is really important.
Okay, Congressman Ruben Gallego, thanks for taking a few minutes.
Thank you.